Everybody knows about the Sex Pistols. Everybody knows about the Clash. But if you want to know where punk went after the initial explosion, you need to listen to one album. In 1978, the Jam released All Mod Cons, and without making a big fuss about it, they helped make the bridge from punk to post-punk. By 1978, punk had a problem. A year earlier, it had still felt dangerous, like someone had thrown a brick through the front window of rock music. Now everybody was throwing bricks, and the shock had worn off. Bands had a choice. They could keep making louder versions of the same record or figure out what comes next. The Jam chose the second option, and that's why All Mod Cons still matters today. When the Jam first appeared, they looked like a punk band with a mod edge to them. Fast songs, sharp attitude, plenty of energy, but they were always a little different. While many punk bands were busy burning down the house, Paul Weller was looking at the blueprints. The Jam took copious notes from their forebears, The Who and the Kinks. The band consisted of Paul Weller on guitar and vocals. He was the main songwriter. Bruce Foxton on bass, and Rick Buckler on drums. And we lost Rick Buckler last year. R.I.P. Rick. 3 musicians, no gimmicks, no fancy production, just talent and energy. What's amazing is that Paul Weller was only 20 years old when he wrote these songs. 20. At an age when most people his age were trying to figure out how to pay their rent, Paul Weller was writing songs that critics would still discuss 50 years later. The first thing you notice about All Mod Cons is that it doesn't sound trapped in 1978. It sounds like a band discovering its future. The title track, All Mod Cons, opens up with swagger and confidence. It's witty, sarcastic, and full of observations about modern life. You can hear Weller's songwriting becoming more sophisticated. He's no longer just reacting to the world. He's studying it, watching it, taking notes. The next track is To Be Someone. On the surface, it's a catchy rock song. Underneath, it's about fame and not the glamorous part, the real version, the dream of becoming somebody important. The song captures that feeling of wanting more from life while quietly asking if whether you get it will actually make you happy. It's funny how a song written in 1978 sounds like it could have been about social media influencers today. Then comes Mr. Clean. We've all met this guy. It's a sharp character sketch about a man obsessed with appearances and status. Perfect clothes, perfect smile, perfect life. Or at least that's what he wants you to think. Weller had a gift for spotting people like that and turning them into songs. The Place I Love slows things down a bit. It's nostalgic without becoming sentimental or maudlin. Instead of singing about fantasy world, Weller writes about real places and real memories. That's something that would become one of his trademarks. The music feels personal and almost intimate, like you're reading his private journal. And then one of the hidden gems of the album comes up, English Rose. Just Paul Weller and an acoustic guitar. No punk aggression, no angry shouting, no wall of sound, just a beautiful melody with a heartfelt lyric. At the time, some Jam fans probably wondered if he had lost his mind. A punk band making a delicate acoustic song? But that's exactly the point. The Jam weren't interested in following rules anymore. And then we arrive at the album's masterpiece, Down in the Tube Station at Midnight. If someone asked me to explain why Paul Weller became one of Britain's greatest songwriters, I'd probably play him this song. Everything about it works. The bass line creates tension. The drums are slowly tightening the screws. and the lyrics unfold like a crime scene film. A man misses his stop. A group of thugs approach. The situation grows darker. The listener can feel the danger creeping closer with every verse. You don't just hear the story, you live it. It's one of the greatest examples of storytelling in British popular music. And it points directly towards the future. This wasn't a simple punk anthem. This was cinematic songwriting. This was the start of something bigger. Again, Weller focuses on ordinary people living ordinary lives. And that sounds simple, but it isn't. Most songwriters either write about themselves or write about some grand idea. Weller could do both of those and make it feel effortless. If Down in the Tube Station at Midnight shows the band's more sophisticated side, then A-Bomb in Wardour Street reminds everyone that they can still punch you in the face. It's aggressive, fast, tense. The song was inspired by violence creeping into the London music scene, and it was released on a 45, and the B-side was their cover of the Kinks' David Watts. The energy is pure punk, but the writing was already moving beyond traditional punk themes. That's what makes all mod cons so fascinating. And all mod cons, by the way, is sort of real estate speak for all modern conveniences, which is what they throw into real estate ads for places to buy or rent. You know, all the brand new appliances and things. You can actually hear punk evolving in real time on this album. The Jam were standing at a crossroads. Behind them was first wave punk. Ahead of them was post-punk, new wave, and eventually Britpop. They were helping build the road between all of those. The influence of this album spread everywhere. You can hear pieces of the Jam in Oasis. You can hear them in Blur. You can hear them in Ocean Color Scene. You can hear them in the Libertines, the Arctic Monkeys. Not necessarily because those bands copied the Jam's sound. They copied the approach. Smart lyrics, sharp observations, memorable melodies, songs about ordinary people trying to navigate modern life. That blueprint starts here. What's remarkable is that All Mod Cons wasn't the Jam's biggest commercial success. That would come later. But artistically, this was a breakthrough. This was the moment when the band stopped being a promising punk group and became something much more important. A band that was evolving. A band that could surprise people. A band that understood that rebellion didn't just mean breaking the rules. Sometimes rebellion means refusing to stay inside a box that other people have built for you. Nearly 50 years later, All Mod Cons still sounds fresh because it captured a moment when punk was growing up. Not getting weaker or becoming softer, getting smarter and harder. The Jam didn't abandon punk. They showed what punk could become. And in the process, they created one of the greatest British albums of the 1970s. Not bad for three mod kids with sharp suits, sharper songs, and absolutely no interest in standing still. What are your favorite Jam tunes? Are you familiar with Paul Weller's later output, his solo stuff, and the Style Council? Let us know in the comments. I'll have some great links for you in the description, so please check those out. If you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I can see that a lot of people who watch my videos kind of pass through and don't consider subscribing. And it would really do a lot of good for my channel if you would. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.